Wicked Witches. It is the Virgo full moon, eclipse, blood moon, madness. So many things going on. So let's go through some of the things that are going on. So we have just shifted from the Aries, Libra axis, which I think it's like 18 months that we stay in one axis for. And then it takes 18 years for us to get round to it being the same direction axis. So we have moved into Pisces being in the North node, which is what we're going towards, and Virgo being in the South node, which is what we're shedding. So moving towards Pisces, which is kind of spiritual, collective, the infinite. I mean, it's like ultimate spiritualness. And shedding. So with Virgo, if it was Virgo at the forefront, it would be like getting ourselves organised and getting ourselves sorted out and being focused. But because it's in the South, it's like what are we shedding, which would be perfectionism, rigidity, control. So that's what we're shedding. Moving towards spirituality and the inner world and imagination and all of those yummy things, the dreaming, all of the water element stuff. And that's what we're focusing on for the next 18 months, and that's what the eclipses are about. And eclipses are chapter changes. They're like massive chapter changes. So my friend, like someone was born today, a baby was born today. I mean, I know babies are born every day, but my friend's baby was born today, and babies born on this day are warriors and fighters for truth and peace. And yeah, exciting. And like world leaders were always really nervous about eclipses because it can mean like a power change. Yeah, there's big chapter changes. It's lives and births and deaths and world leaders being shifted and changed and things like that. So you might have some big things happening. We are saying goodbye to the Aries Libra axis that we've just been on, which where Aries is very it's Mars, so it's very warry and fighty, and then Libra is like equality and fairness. So that's the energy we've just been in. So it's interesting, we're sort of shedding that and now we're moving into this other energy. So there's a big chapter change. So eclipses are chapter changes anyway. It's even more of a chapter change when the axis is shifting. Plus loads of big planets changed signs recently. Plus all the planets are retrograde. So in the retrograde story, Mars was retrograde in Aries, which is Mars is ruled by Aries. So it's all the fire and fighty masculine stuff that we've been going through. Basically all the toxic masculinity that's been going on is this Aries retrograde thing. And then it passed the baton over to Venus to then go retrograde, and it went retrograde in exactly the same place as it did 8 years ago when Trump got inaugurated for the first time. So it's almost like we got a kind of trial run 8 years ago, and now this is the real deal. And Venus is about unification, trade unions. It's about coming together, it's working together, it's about love, it's about kindness and the feminine. So Aries went like trail of fire, and then passed the baton over to Venus, and it's now our response. And our response is we're in Aries so as well, so we're dragging our nails through the chalkboard just going, fuck you, we're not going to put up with this shit. And not only are we doing this, but Mercury's coming with us, and Mercury amplifies and kind of does the PR for whichever other planet it's connected to. And Venus and Mercury have their own mythology of going to the underworld. Mercury is the messenger of the gods, and Venus is Inanna, goes on this journey of like cracking open and learning and understanding and growing from this experience. So they're going on a journey together into the underworld, and Mercury's like doing the kind of PR for Venus, and it's in response to this Aries masculine thing that's just happened. And we've just shifted signs out of Capricorn with Pluto, so out of the patriarchy of Pluto into the age of Aquarius, where things are much lighter and revolutionary and like and then we have this like response from Venus to what's been going on. So there's a lot going on. So if you're feeling a little bit exhausted and overwhelmed, I don't blame you. So what we did tonight, using Virgo energy, which is very organized and you know, likes a spreadsheet, we did a spreadsheet. So we did some spiritual accounting this evening. What you do is you write a list of all the things you're doing. So this, like going to the gym, any projects you're doing, what your job is, your relationship, all of the things that you do. You write a list, and then in columns, you give the things you do a score 1 out of 10. So 10 being high, 1 being low. For spiritual fulfillment, health, achievement, sense of achievement, finance, love, for doing it for the love. Then another one I thought of that wasn't on there was like fighting for what you believe in, especially in times like this. So you can add your own columns. So anything you can think of that's important to you, you do that column. And then you put totals in each column. So in every column you put what you get from it. Are you getting finance from it? Are you getting, you know, is it worth it for the money? Is it good for your health? And you add, and you put it all in the columns, and then you add them all up, and so you'll get a total for each thing. And actually, someone in the ceremony tonight said you could do the totals along the bottom for each column as well. So the health column, and then you'll see how well you're doing, like spiritual, health, achievement, finance, love. So you, at the end of it, it's just to look at it. Like, it's just to look at it and weigh it up, because you might be surprised at some of the things you see. You're like, oh, I'm doing really well at like spirituality and health, but I'm not doing that well at finance. And then we were just talking about, like, could you look at how you could make the things that make you spiritual and healthy, that you enjoy doing, whether you could make them make money, if there's a way you could monetize or, you know, financially benefit from those things, rather than finance being a separate thing over here. So it's just interesting to look at, because it helps you kind of look at all the different plates you're spinning and kind of assess it really. And it's something you can keep doing throughout the year. I actually do this as a spreadsheet. I have this as a live spreadsheet, because then I can keep changing it and tweaking it, and it's quite nice when you finish a task and you can tick it off. And yeah, it's just a nice way of like assessing in quite a like granular way what you're up to, and all the plates you're spinning, and to just prioritize and things like that. And you can do that in the spreadsheets, then put them in a priority order. So that's what we did this evening. And yeah, it's a good time for doing health check-in as well, and creating a health routine. So I've put together a health promise for myself, things that I want to do to get myself fit and healthy for the summer, so I'm ready to go, and I'm a fit receptacle for all that life is throwing at us. And it is throwing a lot at us, but just know that we were built for this, we were born for this. We're only ever given the end of level bosses that we're capable of fighting. And so literally, you were born now for this. You're meant to be here, and you're meant to be part of this moment in history. And it is a moment of the story. It's not his story anymore, it's our story. But yeah, don't fret. This is all meant to be happening, and we are part of it. So I'm going to do a reading. See what the universe has got to say about what's going on. As above, so below. See, it's a play, a story, a cosmic dance. All is as it should be. Literally what I just said. Physically abundant. Now, we definitely don't feel that. We don't feel that. Oh, actually, no, that isn't. This is a spiritual message. So this is that what is happening physically in the world is a sign language for our inner world. When you don't know how to know what's going on in your inner world, like you are your own blind spot. We've literally got blind spots in our eyes. It's really hard to know who you are and know what's going on for you. So look out and look at the world around you. Not, there's the bigger picture, but initially look at what's in front of you. If you're surrounded by amazing, inspiring, awesome people, that's because you're amazing, inspiring, and awesome. You attract those people. They're drawn to you. So you might be like, oh, these people are all amazing and I'm not anything, but they're drawn to you. So you have something of them within you that's making them be drawn to you. The inner and the outer are one. So like, it's how far you're willing to take that with create or be created. So the bigger picture, if you're able to make your pixel work, and some of it is like, it's always meant to be challenging. It's not like you can just settle on it being like hunky-dory all the time, but it is continually, perpetually putting out what you want to create, what you want in the world, and seeing it when it happens, and to be drawn to that and go towards that and attracted to that, and be willing to challenge the things that are right in front of you, and they will ripple out. Like, you can only deal with your here, you can only deal with your present, but it will ripple out and change the bigger picture. So the more people that stand up to bullies, the more people that stand up for what they believe in, and stand up for love and kindness, and will hide people in their lofts, and, you know, put their fucking necks on the line to protect what they care about and what they believe in, the more that will happen in the world. So we reap what we sow. So look at what you're reaping, look at what's growing around you. What is it that you make happen in the world? That is coming from you. So the physical world is a sign language for the inner world. As above, so below. We do have abundance, and this is in our communication. So this Mercury retrograde, the femme, the imagination, the inner, the love, the kindness, it's within all of us, whether you're male or female. The feminine aspect, I'm not saying that all nasty things is masculine, there are nasty elements in both, but the feminine aspect has been ignored for a long time. So spiritual, inner world stuff is part of the feminine, the cyclical, intuition, that kind of thing. And like I say, Mercury's going down into the underworld with Venus right now, and is being a megaphone. And so be abundant in your communication. Speak out. Say what you think. Say what you care about. Say what you believe in. Keep speaking out. We have to keep doing it. We have to do it. Because if you don't, you're complicit, right? If you're not saying anything and you're keeping quiet, you're complicit. And if too many of us don't speak out, then it will all just keep happening. So you have to speak out. I know it's scary, and I know it means you're having to be brave. I'm going to have to put our big person pants on, but we need to do it. It's a new beginning, and this is the eclipses, this like blood moon. It's our drive and our passion and our action in the world. It's a new beginning. It's an opportunity. It's a chapter change. So what are we going to do? What are we changing? What are we letting go of, and what are we shedding? And Virgo is in the south. So, and it's the moon, the full moon is time for shedding. So Virgo shedding is perfectionism. White supremacy is perfectionism. Being this perfect, like Aryan white thing, that's perfectionism. Fuck that. So stop being a white supremacist to yourself. You don't have to be perfect. You're lumpy, you're warty, you're mixed up, you're all sorts of things. You don't have to be some idealised thing. You don't have to be in control. You don't have to be rigid. You don't have to be right. So what can you let go of and shed, and just be open to things, and be loving and kind and welcoming to all the bits, outwardly and inwardly, as above, so below. And in the spiritual, it's Lot's cup, which is anything is possible. Anything is possible. It's all to play for. So this is it. We were born at this time for a reason. We are capable of fighting the end of level bosses we've been given. We have the skills, we have the tools, we have the knowledge, we have everything there. It's a game. Fucking get your weapons out. Even if that's a big heart and big hugs. Whatever it is, get them out, get them ready. We're going in. All right, we're going over the top, because we have to. It's now. This is what we're all in training for. The time is now. So yeah, it's all to play for, and anything is possible. So let's see what we got. God, what is? The Knight of Swords. So this is cutting through the fake news, cutting through the noise, being swift and fast and light and airy and just cutting through it all. It's being like you're free with the birds, so just having that like flight and freedom, which is very this Aquarius energy of the dawning of the age of Aquarius. It's this freedom of, it is anything's possible, but just like cut through the noise. Don't, your own noise and the bigger picture noise. Wow, the Empress. This is the feminine, this is Venus, this is the card of Venus. So connect to this feminine power, the power of intuition and inspiration and love, your talents, all of these things. And then the Priestess. Let's vibrate into some new, crazy, amazing reality. And it's not about it just being feminine, it's about all of it. It's allowing in all the parts, male, female, all of the things. But let's look how she's just vibrating into some other plane. That's what's happening. It is actually what's happening. So yeah, it's a bit scary. It's a bit mental. Personally, I'm up for that. I don't want it to be boring. So let's, you know, bring it on. Bring on, motherfuckers. So let's see what the goddess has to say about what's going down. We've got sorry, should have got these out already. Determined. She actually looks like one of the women on my writing group, who's awesome. Be determined, be clear and focused, and just don't be scared. Like, don't let these liars, it's a full-blown, well-known tactic what they're doing. It's a tactic to freeze you in fear. It's to just keep bombarding you with all the fake news and the noise and all the stuff. So be determined, be clear, be strong, be focused. Don't believe the shit. Gypsy Soul. So this one is about feeling like freedom, really. Like, it's knowing that you are not fixed and limited, and that we are nomadic and there aren't boundaries and borders, and we're free spirits. Like, we didn't choose to be born. We're here. Just being alive is enough. You aren't meant to be doing anything. You're not meant to be forging a career. You're not meant to be building a pension. You're not meant to be doing anything. You're literally just meant to be alive. Putting one foot in front of the other, living one day to the next. That's all you're actually meant to be doing. Everything else is just stuff that people have made up. So be a gypsy if you want to. Go do whatever you want. Go live in a van. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want, because whatever you're doing is what you're doing. And that's all you're meant to be doing. It's just being alive. And reveal yourself. So this is a transformational, some butterflies coming out of her head. I'm going to read this, see what it has to say about revealing yourself. These are my lovely new cards. They're by Lisa Lister, if you like these cards. I love her cards. Reveal yourself. Feeling is healing, and healing is revealing. It's the art of well-being. Let your sense-led curiosity reveal inner and outer maps specific to you, direct from source, that provide clues and cues to help you remember that you're alive and deserve not only to exist, but to actively thrive. That's what I was just saying. To bloom and flourish because you know what it is to be supported, nurtured and nourished at source, by source, because you are the source. This is the big reveal. You, in your body, in your power, nourished and flourishing, alive and thriving. All you got to do is be alive. Excellent. And I'm going to pull a goddess card just to give us a little deity to work with or support us. Demeter, perseverance. Seems very apt. That's a good one. I'll read out what she's got to say. Demeter, goddess of the grain, beckons forth your potential for perseverance. Regardless of the current situation in which you may find yourself, no matter how bleak the season may feel, the serenity of stability is always within your grasp. We often forget that the journey through our frustrations is actually quite necessary. Have you felt that a particular situation seems to be going in the opposite direction to your desires? Now is the time to cultivate that adversity and harvest the natural intentions of your mind, body and soul. Only when all three are in balance can we persevere through any and all hardships to thrive anew. So yeah, be determined, persevere, reveal yourself, be gypsy soul free and footloose, just live, that's all you got to do. And we're going to vibrate ourselves into some better thing than what we're coming from. So keep on trucking. Love you guys. I'll see you now.